out. Let me know. Let me know in the chat if you guys have been catching some bags. I know this past month it's just been up super, super solid. All right, bet. So this is NASDAQ. We're looking at NASDAQ on the monthly. And as we see here, ever since we did break above this structure, around 20,800, price has been respecting these levels. Pretty solid. This month alone, price has already moved over 1,000 points to the upside. And we're still currently in these trades. The whole squad essentially is in these trades as well together. I'm just holding, just swing trading this, position trading this. Again, this is a good area to be in. Right at the previous all-time highs, we were able to stack some orders because this can be a setup to allow price to just go completely haywire for the next few months. I know we have Trump in office as well. Even this morning at 8 a.m., he did a speech, and that even pushed the market like crazy. It pushed the market to new heights. I believe it was about 8 a.m. He came on, right? He came on, he gave his little speech. And if you find that here, let's find 8 a.m. We had the market come back to this level perfectly. We came back to this level right here. Price retested the same structure at 8 a.m. during his speech. And at that time, the market flew. Over 150 points to the upside. Easy plays. I did drop this in the chat yesterday as well, right? I did drop these screenshots in the chat. I let you guys know where the buy limits would be, your entries, so you guys should be up on this trade. I'm also still currently holding these plays, and I'm also still holding the plays from back here as well. So we're still in there. I wish I was still holding these, right? This was the original start of the move, January 12th, right? We actually first as a group entered these trades back in here. And price, if we're still holding, it's up over 1,200 points. Nasty work. S&P 500 as well. Called these out in the group, in the chat. Insane TP smash. We're now making new all-time highs above these previous highs, above 6,100. Bitcoin is going crazy. We're still holding above 100,000. Ever since price came back into these areas around 90K, we got multiple retests, multiple times to take these plays. That's over 10,000 points. Right now it's up 13,000. 13,000. Simple plays. And again, this was all like being tracked all the way back at 25K. Right, for the long-term investors, the holders. We know price gave us what we needed to see all the way back here. All the way back at these levels, right below 25,000. Insane. We all know for the setup what you need to see before you enter any market, before you buy any stock, any crypto, you press buy or sell on any trading platform. This is what you need to see. If you're looking for buys, you need to see the accumulation. You need to see some type of liquidity being formed. You need to see lows in the market, and you need to see highs. Once that gets swept, price comes underneath the lows and then immediately goes above the highs. Okay, once that is in process, your setup is ready. You want to start buying at the highs, and your stop loss would be at the lowest wick. And of course, we know that these right here are the lows that were swept. Okay, price coming beneath these lows means it was swept. We broke above these highs. So when price decides to work its way back down, you want to go ahead and enter, starting here at the highs, just in case price doesn't want to make it down here, and then take that trade. And the reason why that's so important is because, one, you have to backtest and see for yourself if that even makes sense. But the reason why it's so important is because you may miss out on potential trades like this. You had Bitcoin make a low, the high, we swept the lows, and then we did break above with this candle right here above the previous highs. We came back to retest those same highs at 25K 3 times. Didn't even make it all the way down here. And then from 25K, price has flown past 100,000. Right? That's 75,000 points. That's 300% gains just from utilizing what we're teaching here. Right? The same structure. This is called accumulation. You need to see this. The market cannot move up unless this happens first. And as you see here, even on the weekly time frame, let's go to the monthly. You still see it on the monthly. You still see it. Again, these are some major lows in the market. Price came beneath those lows. That's the first indication. Okay, we swept the liquidity. We broke beneath the lows. And then price works its way back up to eventually break above with this full body candle. We break above these previous highs. So when price comes back to retest and confirm that we truly broke above, it gives you 3 opportunities. This is the monthly time frame, so that means every candle you see here is worth 1 month of time. 1, 2, 3, 4. You had 4 months to buy Bitcoin. Gave you 4 opportunities. And then boom, price is gone. Accumulating buy and sell orders traps them in with the spring, and then boom. Yep, exactly. It's just accumulating back and forth inside of the zone on the monthly time frame. So anyone trading on any time frame below this is getting cooked because they don't know what's going on. They're not zoomed out. Of course, stop loss being right here. And then your entry could have been the highs. Stop loss, the lows. And then you can always go for a 1 to 3 minimum. Or you can target previous highs. Like these highs here, which price smacked, or the all-time highs. Right, that's a 1 to 4. Right, you're risking around 10,000 to make 40,000. That's pretty good odds. Would you risk 10 to make 4? Yeah. Would you risk 10 to make 40? Would you risk 100 to make 400? Would you risk 1,000 to make 4,000? You know, some people here risk 10,000 to make 40. 100,000 to make 400,000, depending on your lot size. That's what this trade was. And we see price is gone, so it's important. It's important to zoom out. We're at all-time highs with Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well. If we're in the group, we know that we're still in these buys, still holding on strong, standing on business. Again, we have the setup right here. Before we even look at what's happening with current price, you want to always look left to get right. So let me go back to the monthly and let me just see what's happening. And we can already see on the monthly chart, $1,000 was the floor essentially. And then 2,000, 3,000, right? And so on and so forth. All-time highs almost at 5K. So ever since price came back, right, price shot up, went all the way to 4,000, 5,000 and dropped back down to 1,000, filled in this imbalance. From this point on, I'm watching price. We made lows in the market. We haven't broken beneath these lows, which means that they are protected. And we see price working its way up. It's breaking structure, breaking more structure. Boom. You can even mark this one up here. This was the first one. Broke structure. Came back, almost got the retest. But we still have some imbalance left. Right? Boom. Did its thing. Broke more structure. Never got the retest, so this is imbalance. Broke more structure, no retest. Imbalance. Broke more structure. Nice retest there. Price flies. Over 70% gains. comes back to retest the same structure. Does it again, and price is still bullish. We broke above 27.75, broke the structure, no retest yet, but we did fill some of the imbalance. Still a little bit more left. Doesn't mean it has to come back, but it's always an option. And now we just swept these lows. We swept those lows, and on the daily time frame, we're making more of the structure. We're making more of the setup. Right, it's locked in. It's baked in the charts. Lows, highs, sweep. We broke structure, came back to retest, and now price is working its way up. So I know a lot of you have been in the chat as well. Some of you guys are in this trade with me. I'm walking you through it. Sometimes, it takes days for price to really work its way out. And this is where most people lose confidence. They exit the trade. They give up because days go by and the price is just going back and forth, back and forth. They don't know what to do. Emotions are everywhere. Just trust it. Trust the setup. It takes the emotion out of the trade. XRP as well, ever since way back here, it's been gone. Price was accumulating on the monthly time frame for many years. Since essentially it first came out, went crazy, consolidated, went crazy again back in 2021 around the pandemic. 2020 came back, and then from 2022 until this year, price has just been in this consolidation range. But if you look closely, we've been breaking structure little by little, confirming that price wants to continue going up. Right, this was a major break of structure. Look at all those retests, so many chances. This is the monthly time frame. Just months and months going by. 26 months, 792 days. Price never broke these lows, so we're good here. Never violated the stop loss structure, still holding, being respected, and it just goes. Gone. Over 600% gains. Gone. Clearing the all-time highs, the recent all-time highs, or the previous all-time, is literally swept it. Price came back up. Everyone is taking profit here. Price immediately reverses. So that's because people are taking profit, and now the market is finally pulling back. And we'll see. We'll see where the next buy zone is. Right, the nearest buy zone, if we're looking at the weekly structure, of course $3 would be a nice floor. But with this weekly candle closing in 2 days and 20 hours, until we close with the full body candle, the next best place would be these previous breaks of structure. I would be setting buy limits here. I already have a few set. Buy limit here, at this structure here as well, and even $2.50. Boom. I'm looking at these areas as well. And if it goes lower, it has some lower zones, if anything. And if it goes lower than that, I mean, even at $2, perfectly fine. But so far, I do like this area. If you look at the fib, boom. Yeah, around this area would be right where this blue line is. That's the 50% pullback. Yeah, we'll see. That's on the weekly. Looking at the daily though, we're still in this range here. Consolidating, not really doing much. Still respecting some previous buy zones. Right here, previous structure, we broke above. We did send out these alerts in the chat as well to get in for some buys here at $2.90, and even lower. We had another one set down there. Again, price can't move up unless it does this. Boom. We swept the lows, broke above. So this is always an option, but right now price is respecting the structure right here. So as long as that's being respected, price can easily just continue from here and keep going. So if we're not already in the buys at these levels, I would be a little bit patient and wait for price to give us some confirmation right here. But Bitcoin's up, Ethereum's going to be up. So I'm just going to assume XRP will follow as well. But yeah, if I were to take some buys on XRP, it'll be around $3 just to keep it a nice even number to get in. And if it goes lower, then around $2.50. $2.60. Super clean. Gold. If you've been trading gold with us, ever since last week, we've been in gold ever since right here, 2,700. Nasty work. We're just breaking more structure on the monthly over and over. Super clean. No real signs of any intense pullbacks yet. Clean break structure. Retest almost. It's pretty good enough. And then after that, we do break more structure here and here. 7 days left on this candle. Let me make sure this is all visible. All right, super clean. Super clean. This weekly candle closes in 17 hours. Yeah, price is still good. So this essentially is the floor for now on gold until we come back or break more structure. If you're not in, don't FOMO. Wait for the setup. Let me see, 4 hour. Yep, we got in right here at these levels. Price is literally just flying. Let's see. Clean setup. Clean setups. Boom. The high we swept. We had another low and a high here. More sweeping. Broke above the highs. Retested for many hours. Clean entry. Price broke above these highs, giving you another bigger setup. Came back to retest that. Same break. And price has been gone. Price has been gone ever since. And if you missed that, maybe you were upset. Maybe you got some FOMO. But price gave you another opportunity. Right in here. We had a low in the market. We had a high. Sweep. Got that nice break above. Not with the wick. You want the full body. Boom. Came back to retest. Filled in some of this imbalance. Gone.
I have a question, if I may.
Yeah, what's up?
What gives you the confidence that price won't break a new low? Is it the retesting, or is it just the overall like structure that you're seeing here, where it'll retest and then break above, create a new high low, and then kind of do it again? Like, what gives you the confidence that it's not going to drop and kind of like maybe go below the most recent low, I guess you could say? Sorry if I misworded that.
Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know what the market wants to do. It can do anything at once. The main thing that does give me confidence is just trusting the structure and trusting the trend, staying with the trend of the market. So I mean, we know for gold, you know, if you zoom out, it's been uptrending forever. So it's easier to catch plays on the market that are essentially following the trend. And if you go lower, if price goes lower, then I'm just going to buy it lower. That's fine. Not every trade wins. But that's why if you go like to the monthly time frame and the weekly, look at the structure, it just gives you more of a long-term perspective of the market as well. And one key thing as well, like also under leveraging. When you under leverage, you feel more comfortable allowing price to go against you as well. That's super crucial. Here's an example on NAS on the 4 hour as well. You can use geometry as well. That's what the trend lines are for. And we see that we've been uptrending on NASDAQ for a minute, right? So what I did, I'll do it again, but I actually drew the trend line. Let me remove this. Super clean. The ray tool, make sure the magnet is on. And I drew the trend line. I went from the main one, boom, the low, the higher low right here. And then it automatically draws the rest of the trend for you. Boom. And then I did the other one from these lows. Same higher low. And it gave me a wider trend as well. And as we see, I also did the one from the top. Boom. So just looking at this, we know that price is uptrending. Stay with the trend. And then as we see price work its way down, and it did start to break some lows right here. Right? Because I saw price kept, breaking structure. It keeps looking good, right? We like breaking structure here. We also broke more structure right here. More structure every time. So we're like, okay, cool. Buyers are looking good. And then all of a sudden, this is FOMC. Boom, collapse all this. So this is a time where, you may get cooked. You may get cooked. You can't really avoid that, especially if you're just following the structure, following the trend. You would have no reason really to be selling here. So you would be in these buys. And then you ultimately would have gotten clapped here. But that's why if you've been trading with us for a while, you should already be holding buys from back here anyway. So when price does get up here, you should still have some type of leverage in the market. You should still have some capital keeping you afloat. So when these pullbacks do happen at these higher levels, it doesn't affect you because you already have so much weight holding up your account. It's like a hedge. So when this happens, you don't panic. You just allow price to come into lower buy zones that you can use to make more positions, stack more positions. So let's say you got like 10 stacks here, another like 20 stacks buys here, another like 10 right here. So you're up like 50 positions. Once price comes up here, you probably have another 10. Those get clapped. All right, cool. But you're still good because you still got all this holding you up. You come into some lower buys over here. You see structure being built, sweeping the liquidity, the lows, breaking above these highs, getting that retest, stacking orders. Price goes nuts. On the way up, you're stacking more. Unfortunately, those higher positions get clapped, but you come back into this previous zone. You're entering more. Boom. You come back again, you enter more. Boom. Respecting the trend line, respecting this structure here, you're into more, and then price finally breaks all that liquidity. All this downtrend liquidity, this temporary downtrend distribution, everyone thinking, oh, the market's going to reverse, we're going to collapse, blah, blah, blah. Not realizing that we're standing on business with the uptrend. Right, price has been uptrending for a minute. Even geometry is saying so with these lines. We got the structure, like this is a key area to be buying. And then price claps all these sellers. Boom. Retest, continuation, break these highs, continuation. Boom. That's how it works. That's how it works in the market, right? I know sometimes the candlesticks can be confusing and overwhelming, but when you look at the actual structure, it's just too clean. It's too clean, and this was expected. This breakout right here, I believe we called the buys. at this structure. We broke this structure here. Boom. So when price came back to this area, non-stop buys. Non-stop buys. Let me find it. Non-stop buys. Nasty work. That's why it's nasty NAS. All in this. This whole area right there, just stacked. Stacked. So yeah, this is all textbook. We see NAS right now. NASDAQ is giving us some more entries for buys. It's coming up. If you already missed the buys from yesterday, I know I dropped this in the chat. We had some buy limits here. Price already flew 170, 180 points. It's coming back to retest right in here. So, you can set your buy limits here. You can set them at all this structure, these previous structures as well. Or you can remove these and mark up new structure right in there. It's up to you. But it still looks good when you go to the higher time frames. Right, structure still being respected. Boom, these highs right here broke above. These right here as well. Filling in this imbalance. We'll see. We're right at the edge. Price could easily reverse and it can, break these and give us lower entries. Or we can just break out. We can just break out. But you guys have any questions? Any questions, comments? Any charts? Anything you guys are looking at you want to go over? SPX going crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Meta. Let's check it out. Yeah, this thing is just gone. ARM fell 8% today. What is that? $6.36. ARM the options. Oh, nice. ARM. Boom, we broke that structure. 602. Even this one. Sheesh. Nasty work. Nasty work. So I mean, Meta's been on a bullish run ever since 577. Broke these highs. Sheesh. I know y'all see this. Liquidity buildup. Sweep. Clean break above. Retest. Now it's about to break these highs here. Super clean setup. That's on the weekly. Sure, it gets nasty on the daily. Same thing, right? We swept these lows. Broke above these highs. So that's your setup. Boom, boom. Nasty sweep. Break above. Retest. Imbalance fill. Easy work. So, I mean, as far as getting new positions, I would just wait for another pullback. I know here we got a price pulled back at least, 50%. You got 50% off the buys. Super solid. Nice little discount. Did you buy right here? No, you didn't buy. Well, it's up. It's gone now. You just watching price go past you by, huh? Got to get in there. Drop it in the chat. Let us know. This is nasty work. That was like almost 10% gain right there. It's clean. This thing's been uptrending forever. Even these lows got clapped here. Like, these are nasty buys. That's all liquidity. You sweep it, break above, retest, fly, and we break all that. But we still respect this over here. And in doing so, we get another setup, break above, retest, and then gone. This is the flying. It's flying out. I told myself I wouldn't trade anything other than NAS until I see consistent return on my trades. Hey, I agree. 100%. I would focus on just the indices. US 30 as well. Like, we've been cracking this thing like crazy. US 30, NAS, and like SPX if you really want to. But I'm telling you, man, these trades are just insane. We called this out in the chat as well. At the liquidity, the sweep, break above, price came all the way back to retest, flying, almost 3,000 pips, 2,600 points to the upside over the course of about 2 weeks, right? 2,400 in about 2 weeks. Casually, and that's with one position. Imagine having 2 or 3 of those positions, Was that 6-7K? Just from a casual swing. Breaking more structure. Multiple retests. We broke more structure here. Multiple retests. And then price continues to break. No retest here. Perfectly fine. But we did get one here. And then we actually broke these as well. Multiple entries. Multiple opportunities. All this liquidity finally getting swept. All that finally getting swept. So we'll see. This being a whole new setup as well. The low, the high. We swept it right there. Broke above, retest, gone. If you go back here, this was the original sweep. This was the first break of structure that we had. Or actually this one. This is the first break. This was lower. So we broke here with this candle and then retested with this candle. Boom. Gone. And this happened inside of the buy zone here. The low, the high, sweep of all these lows. We broke above. Came all the way back. Gave you a nice little confirmation. Gone. Nasty work. And then I'm telling you, this setup, this accumulation, this, whatever you want to call it, this will play out over and over in the market on every time frame, on every chart, every stock, every option, every crypto, every whatever anything that has a chart, this applies to it. This will apply. Right? And until you master this, you need to be able to open a chart and see this immediately within like 3 seconds or less. If you can't open up a chart and I immediately identify a setup on any time frame, you need to study. And that's going to raise your confidence on the charts. You're going to make less emotional decisions, because if you're not trading the setup, then it's almost like you're guessing. Oh, I think this is going to, I feel like. You have no evidence. If you were a lawyer, you would be fired. You have no evidence. You need to find the evidence you need in order to make your claim. And the higher the time frame, the better. The higher the time frame holds more weight, more structure, and it's less likely to lose. It's less likely to lose when you're with the structure. But yeah, but that's it. NAS, man, that's US 30. Yeah, NAS is literally on the rampage. It's on the rampage. We'll see. We shall see. But yeah, follow along in the chat. I'm going to be dropping more plays, giving you guys updates on what's happening here in the market. I've noticed once we do get the break and retest, it does it a few times. And I noticed because you trade the trend, you've never counter trend traded that I've seen. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like to promote counter trend trading because it's already hard enough trading with the trend, right? And most people are not even profitable trading with the trend. So why would I even make it 10 times harder? I'm like, all right, guys, I know you didn't even master the first way, but let me teach you a whole opposite reverse way. Let me make it even harder for you. Let me give you more information. You can unmute too. I don't know if you're going to type a whole paragraph right there, but I mean, I'll wait. What's up?
No, I've noticed that you use like the microstructure, like the 15-minute to find the setup, and then you'll combine that with like a 4-hour daily, like on the setup with the same exact structure, so that we get that as repeated, like on literally like a week, and then you'll look at that on the day, and then you'll just take that entry on the day. I've noticed, or like say for you, you'll look at the date, and then you'll go to the 4-hour and wait for the entry on the 4-hour, and then it'll just like you'll just wait for that setup though, even though it's like on a bigger time frame. You wait for it on a smaller time frame before you enter.
Exactly.
And then it'll retest on the higher highs because you trade the trend, and I've noticed a lot of people personally that in my the 2 years I've been doing it, people counter trade a lot, or they'll just
Yeah.
like they'll trade off certain levels, but they don't wait for the structure. They just see the level. Oh, it's gonna come up from this level. It's gonna there's just resistance at this level. We're gonna sell because there's a lot of resistance, but there's no actual structure there.
There's no actual structure. And what you said literally represents this right here. Right? Like you said, the 4-hour price comes back to retest the structure. You zoom in at that area. You're waiting for the confirmation. And then you zoom in here again. From the 15-minute, go to the 1-minute, wait for it again. It's literally what it is. It's just back and forth of the same exact thing happen. It's all fractal. It works just like the universe works. It works just like the cells and DNA in your body. Like everything is it's all repeating the same thing over and over, but yeah, it's a pattern over and over.
I want to say thank you because I'm definitely, I'm picking it up. I'm definitely noticing it and actually seeing it happen. Like whereas before I did it, but like now I'm actually seeing it, and so I appreciate you for that one.
I mean, you're welcome, man. Thank you. It's been what, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks since you've been in? Almost a month?
Yes, sir.
Sheesh. I like that. Progress is key, and I'm here for it. But, yeah, man. NAS is going crazy.
That was it?
What's up?
Oh, if you were still going,
yeah, that's pretty much it. Unless you guys have anything else, I know we got Chris, Ekans, Gabriel, La Pampara. What does that even mean, bro? Like, is that your actual name? Is that your last name?
Is the Andrew brother?